Hey everybody, it's Gomedex and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're going to be playing another premiere draft of Tarkir Dragonstorm, the flashback draft format for the week. Without further ado, let's get into our pack one, pick one. We do have a pretty great three-color rare, the Yathan Road Watcher, but it's only really good in an aggressive deck because you want a lot of creatures mana value 3 or less to shove into your graveyard, so it really does only go into like Abzan aggro, which is one of the weaker strategies. It's also very specific, having to go on that exact three-color pair, whereas it's not like a super good splashable card in the five-color deck. So I'm not super high on just taking that right off the bat over just a powerful mono-colored spell, and the really good mono-colored spells here are the aggressive white cards, Descendant of Storms and Salt Road Pack Beast for Mardu slash Boros aggro decks, the best aggressive deck in the set. I'm going to go for the Pack Beast here. I feel like I can never have too many copies of this. You're really good at getting a super wide board, and this keeps that going, being a nice chunky creature and drawing into the next spell quickly after. Here's Mardu Devotee, which doesn't look like much, but goes really well in those Boros Mardu decks. It is your 1-mana creature that also sets up your draws to make sure you're hitting lands if you need them and not hitting them if you don't. And it also makes sure, specifically by its mana filtering ability, that you can keep curving out. No matter what your mana looks like, you're going to be able to cast your creatures on rate, on curve, which is really important for powerful multicolored spells. So like Devotee here, there's not a lot else in this pack. So we can stick to our strat. Now we can take a Static Snare, which is a ridiculously good removal spell. It's honestly good even in defensive strategies, because that cost reduction doesn't care if they're your creatures attacking or your opponent's creatures attacking. So it's just really efficient removal for anybody. You just cast it during combat when somebody's attacking with a lot of creatures. But that's a lot easier to control when you're the Boros deck, when you're the Mardu deck. You attack with a bunch of creatures and clear out their big blocker for just 2 or 3 mana. Pick number 4. Devoted Duelist is quite filler even in Boros, so I don't think I'm taking a card for Boros or Mardu here. We have Excellent Fixing with Saga Wildling or Temur Monument, or we have River Wheel Sweep for fine like stun style removal, I guess, for that Boros aggro. I guess River Wheel Sweep would actually be pretty reasonable here. Stun somebody for quite some time and also draw cards you can play until the end of your next turn. I guess I should probably go Sweep here over Speculative Fixing. There's also the red-black duel, which would be fine, again, towards specifically Mardu. Pick 5, Songcrafter Mage is pretty reasonable for the 5-color splash decks. Evolving Wilds is fine for fixing for those decks as well. Or Bearer of Glory for pretty mid-filler, but solid enough filler for the deck that we're currently drafting towards. I'm going to go Bearer here. I don't think the other cards are strong enough to really get me off of what we're doing right now. Felithar, Nomad Outpost, Jungle Hollow. Honestly, Felithar is not even that good when you are the Abzan deck, but it could be a decent sign that Abzan is open. Like, say we take this Felithar and then pick 9, we get that Road Watcher, then we just go Abzan aggro because we're clearly the only drafter doing that. But again, I still wouldn't be that excited about him even if I am an Abzan. So I'm actually going to take Nomad Outpost. Great fixing if we're Mardu, but still useful fixing if we're Abzan, so that if the Road Watcher comes back around, a card I'd be much more excited to play, then we can still commit towards Abzan there. Thornwood Falls for speculative fixing, or random black creature. Assistant's probably better, but they are both super filler. And I'd rather just speculate on Thornwood Falls. Pick 8, Rescue Leopard's fine. Windscarred Crag's fine. This is not a set where 3 damage removal is particularly good. There's some very big creatures. Take the Crag there. Pick 9, we did not get the Road Watcher back, so at least one person is legitimately in Abzan. Some pretty bad filler for the rest of the pack. Ending up a little bit towards Jeskai here overall. Multiple red-white duels for that. And 2 random blue spells. Filler stuff. The Treasure Dork. Wheel the Duelist. Alright, we build a bunch of fine Boros filler to get us towards playables. Shock Brigade's pretty great in Boros. Or we completely jump ship and go for like Karakik Guardian 5-color stuff. Did the 5-color deck right off the bat for our first draft. Played against Mardu 4 times in a row. If you can't beat him, join him. We will go ahead and flop onto the other strategy here. We'll go for the Mardu deck and show off the 2 different facets of this format. Just one right after the other. This is a really good pack. I wish I could take more than one card here. Monument Brigade, Caustic Exhale, Fortress Kinguard, and Stormplane Detainment are all really, really good picks. Avenge of the Fallen's fine too, but the black is likely just a splash right now. If we can stick to pure Boros, it would be a little better. So lean towards the red and white. Good stuff. I like the Mardu Monument a lot here. Like, it splashes itself in. Right, if we're just red-white and we play a single swamp in the deck, then we'll always have perfect mana for Mardu Monument when we play it, because we just always grab the swamp off of it. And then if we do end up splashing any stronger black spells in, now we've already got built-in fixing in the deck, which is huge. Now we have Rally the Monastery versus Stormplane Attainment versus Sunset Strike Master. These packs are wonderful. We'll take Rally the Monastery here, though. It's a great flexible card. It can make our board wider with more creatures. It can buff some things up and get some extra damage in, or blow up the big dragon on our opponent's board. We got another great 2-drop, the Fortress Kinguard for multiple creatures off one spell, or just like a great 3-mana 3/3 flyer on curve. This does shut off our own Mardu Monument, which can be awkward. This shuts off our own Mardu Devotee as well. It shuts off our Bearer of Glory. I think I'm just going to go for the 2-drop on curve. They're close enough in power level that the few bits of nombos, the cards that don't combo well, and don't synergize well, could lead me towards just not playing the Conqueror. Debilitating Current is solid removal, but we've got a lot of non-creature spells currently. Want to focus upon creatures when I can, and we've got a real powerful creature to take here, the Shocking Sharpshooter, pinging our opponent every time we play a creature, including those little expendable Mobilize tokens. Another Salt Road Pack Beast, join the party. All pack beasts all day. Take as many Kinguards and Shock Brigades as I can get, as many 2-mana for 2 creature cards as I can get for this. Osseous Exhale is fine here, or another red-white duel is fine here. Twin Bolt not the greatest, because it doesn't kill things that are that big. 4 removal right now. I'm gonna go Monastery. Windscarred Crag. Pick 10, another Kinguard. That's wonderful. I don't even mind underdogs when I have a bunch of pack beasts, but Kinguard is much more efficient. A bunch of filler. None of this is going to get splashed in. Get our first 3-mana creature, even if it is very filler. It just finishes off something that blocked like a Mobilize token or something. It ends up playing as just a 3-mana 3/3 with no text way too often, even in these really aggressive decks. Not nearly as good as I thought it would be when I first saw it. Alright, another Shocking Sharpshooter is great. We probably wheel the Underfoot Underdogs. Tactician would be an okay splash, but not a great one. We aren't actually doing that much mobilizing here. We have 1 Mobilizer and 2 Endure creatures, and that's it. So we're not a great Tactician deck. Not that interested. Another Pack Beast would be pretty sick, but I think a second Sharpshooter is going to be better than the 4th Pack Beast. Yeah, come on in, Sharpshooter. I think we take this. We probably don't wheel a Pack Beast, which means we take the Underdogs when the pack comes back. Well, this pack's a bummer. Only 1 card has been taken out of here, and the Mardu cards suck. There is a Caustic Exhale, but we are currently pure Boros with no need to splash. Don't think I'm splashing just for a Caustic Exhale. Even though Twin Bolt is a worse card in a vacuum, still think I'd rather have it here. I could Jeskai Monument for the same reason as the Mardu Monument, but If I'm not actually fully splashing into either of these colors, then I don't think I care that much. It's fine speculation, though. When there's nothing I'm excited to put in the deck in that pack anyway. I'm going to play a Jeskai Devotee in this deck. I've got enough other 2s. Probably. I'm only on 13 creatures right now. It means I can also play a Lancer. But it's generally quite slow. And this gives me more random Jeskai fixing towards Monument, and if something good shows up. Work on the mana curve, take a filler 3-drop. Send somebody else in the sky alongside it, as well as all of our tokens. Yep, pack 3, much worse than pack 2. Pack 2 was absolutely wonderful. Although there's still a Strike Master here, which is quite nice. I don't mind that at all. It's a 3-1 on curve. If they play little chumpers for it, you get to use it as a mana dork instead. If they play a big flying dragon, you get to blow up a dragon with it. It's a lot of little stuff pretty well. I don't hate another Rebuke. Just have all the Jeskai monuments in the world. Sure. Stormshriek Feral at the top of the curve. Also a little card draw. Leopard Fulfiller mid-range. Yeah, pack 3 was a very disappointing pack overall. We got almost nothing of note. But we had a solid enough build after pack 2, and this will still be a fine deck. Currently we're on a 15 land build using triple monument, so 3 ways to cycle into more mana. I think that's fine, how low the curve is here. It's not going to play like a 15 land deck either when 3 of our cards are picking up another land for only 2. Wow. Okay, yeah, sure. Triple Jeskai monument for fun. Cut 2 lands to be on 15. Then I could just be on the triple Jeskai monument and just cut out the random black. Fixing. Then I have the monastery and then all these monuments fix for themselves and each other. Just play a single island in here. Sure. Alright, let's show off the other angle of this format. You got your 5-color goop and you got your Boros-based Mardu / Jeskai aggro. We are aggroing it out this time around. We'll see how far it can take us as we head in the gameplay. Alright, here we are on the draw for game 1. Just the 1/2 drop. Multiple pack beasts later. Like to draw more 2s, but we have like 8 2-drops in the deck, so it is possible. Very good start for our opponent. They are ramping up for their creature spells. It's a 5-color fixer as well as a card draw engine once they get the big creatures down. That one is big enough to draw the card off of the Herd Heirloom. It's already rough for me. We did hit our creature to play on curve here, which is nice. But I think they're about to draw a card. Yeah, because even if I block and trade, they still trample for 2 and draw a card. I feel like you used to be able to right-click on something and then just left-click or right-click anywhere on the board to unhighlight it, but now the only way to unhighlight is clicking on another card for me. It's pretty annoying. That's a quick Battle Priest. At least they don't draw the card this turn. Okay. Exile that priest. I could exile their heirloom. But we're aggressive. We need to get through their board with blockers. Storm Plane Detainment could hit the snare here, get the thing back, and that is the play. Another yikes. Not drawing the Herd Heirloom card here, so they're playing another creature post-combat. They're just doing it during combat. I didn't realize that was not a sorcery speed effect. So they are drawing the Heirloom card. And we are drawing the lands. They're at 14. We can jam 6 in here if I sweep them. Or we can Pack Beast and hit for nothing. Does feel like our best bet is to cheese in enough damage quickly. They're down to 8 now. Tuned Hunter. Gets bigger when cards leave their graveyard. It's another 4/4 for our opponent. They do not draw the card this turn. They're going to play another blocker and have double blocker up. Yup. Not what I wanted to see. Exile one of them and play the flyer. Send in 4. Yep. They soak up the damage, take the trade. They got a combat trick, they got a combat trick. We can't win either way to that. We either literally die right now or have no board left. They do not have the combat trick, so we go to 2. They draw 1 more card. I don't think we can win without drawing another removal spell here, like our Rally the Monastery. And we did not draw another removal spell. We would need 8 toughness. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 toughness is something. You get like a miniature combo turn here. And then if I survive through this turn, there's a chance we cheese out the kill off of sharpshooter nonsense. Okay, they're not dead on board. They have 7 power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 toughness. If they blow up 1 creature, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toughness. So this way they need double removal to kill me. They have to kill this Pack Beast, and then I still have 3, 4, 5, 6. Block, take 1, and live. Yeah, we send it all in. They need double removal to kill me. And if they don't kill me, then they die on the crack back. Yeah, I guess I was wrong. There's a chance we win without the removal there. Oh my god, we did it. Because the cost reduction on that Pack Beast plus the ping from the Sharpshooter goes so ham there. Sharpshooter, Kinguard, that's 3 creatures in 1 turn, a double ping. Now we have a 1-mana Pack Beast, that's a 4th creature, that's 3 pings in 1 turn and a ton of toughness to just fully chump that champion. Crazy stuff to end that game. I did not think we were getting out of that one, but we raced just fast enough, and we are 1-0 heading into game 2. Here we are on the draw for game number 2. Great opening hand, multiple 2-mana creatures, a monument. Pick up that blue to crack the monument. So they jam me for 5 and they can decay my whole board later. Sketchy. And decaying means that they won't be able to block and they'll sacrifice themselves after they attack a single time. Mardu mirror match, but our opponent is on the play. So they are favored to be in the aggressive lead. Mardu Devotee, great card. Make sure they have perfect mana here. And sets up their draws. Both to the top. Straight gasolina. Shock Brigade hits the board. And Rakshasa jams in for 5. Gets in the graveyard ready to decay my board later for that one-sided board wipe. It's double spell here for mana efficiency. We get to go Just Sky Monument and Kinguard with a 1/1. Could also Twin Bolt the Devotee to try to keep them off double black, but odds are they just play a Swamp before they play that anyway, because they're not going to use that for a little while. Nightblade Brigade. Death Toucher, Surveils 1, mobilizes on attacks. Speaking of mobilizing on attacks, we'll take 1 from the Menace. Can drop the Skyrider here. Attack with flying tokens. Which is fun. I could rally a couple 1/1s out. If Skyrider survives, those 1/1s being flying would be pretty good. But they haven't played any removal yet, so if they just like untap and go Molten Rebuke, poke the Skyrider, that would make rallying just for 2 1/1 prowess is pretty bad there. I can just hold the Twin Bolt up. Just wait till I give my bird tokens flying. Okay. Still has its ability. I don't mind them spending the whole turn just to do that when the Skyrider gets to keep its ability. Two for myself to kill this brigade, or just trade it into Strike Master. Because I can't like attack with the Skyrider to keep giving that flying anyway, I don't mind just getting the Strike Master to get the brigade out of here. I'm going to tap out for 5 next turn. I'm probably not killing anything better than this Devotee at this point. Let's make the most of our mana. They did hit the second black source naturally, but it was the turn after they activated their double black ability, I should say. So if I did kill the Devotee earlier, they might not have been able to do the thing yet. Surveil 2, draw 2, lose 2. I like the last 3 words. All right, bring it on. Tersa Light Shatter. Discard 2, draw 2. And that gets the full free recast of a random card in grave. So if they get real lucky here, could win them the game. They just got a Mardu Devotee though. Was it not a free recast? No, it's not a free recast. They still have to pay for it. Okay, that's fine then. I'm going to take the trade into Tursa here because we're going to have more than enough power with a rally for +4/+4 to find the kill anyway. So I'm just going to really make sure we don't die this turn to something random. Okay, and they're just dead on board. I don't even have to rally here. All right. That is 2-0 heading into game 3. Here we are on the draw again for game 3. They kill Mardu Devotee, we scoop. Scry to a mountain, please. Thank you. Close enough. Okay. Sharpshooty. Actually, I think I'd Shock Brigade first. No Osseous Exhale. Shock Brigade leads into a potential Bolt Caster. That could be pretty sick. And I can still just play the Sharpshooter now and get the ping off of the Mobilize token. Let's go. Great Bolt Caster. Get out of here, Vanguard. It's the Jeskai mirror match, by the way. Red, white, blue from our opponent. And we're not really Jeskai, we're just Boros. We just have Jeskai monuments for birds. Trawlers just as a 3/2 blocker. Sharpshooter, Duelist, Jam. I guess either way, it's we ping them for 1 with the other one. Suppose I should have just played Duelist and then attacked, because then I could rally. It's 1 less damage because then the Sharpshooter doesn't ping off of the mobility token, but it allows us to do the +2/+2 rally to save our 3/3 and jam in another 2 elsewhere. So that'd have been pretty fine. Probably would have been the best. Let's go sweeping. Gotta sweep, sweep, sweep. Pack Beast, sadly not the mana for it. I'll be 1 off. Till next turn. It's funny, this is the Crag I kept on the top of my library on turn 1, and we didn't play it till turn 5. That might have been dead already if we went for Rally the Monastery instead, since we'd still have the 3/3 on the board for that attack there. Yeah, I think we curved this one out pretty poorly with that. They got a single red mana to stop us from Rally killing them. Let me just do it now then. Alright. 3-0 heading into game 4. Here we are on the draw. Here we are on the draw for game number 4. Our opponent has taken a mulligan here. I'm just going to keep this. It's a little bit slower since we'll have to wait till turn 3 for the red source, but it'll be pretty powerful from there. Skimmer starts our opponent off. I would like to blow that up, but I don't have any removal in this hand for that. Dragon Sniper. That's a very good twin bolt target. None of this is great right now. I think anything I play is probably just going to run into removal, so just go Skyrider here. If it doesn't run into removal, fine, I stop the skimmer damage, and if it does, it's a lot better than like Leopard running into removal when I really want to dig for something else. That's not the end of the world. It's removal that still lets it chump block later at some point. Double spell here. They would need the counterspell and a dragon in hand to stop me from resolving this sharpshooter. Because if they have just the counterspell, it's counter unless I pay 2. They have to have that as well as the dragon to make it counter unless I pay 4. Alright, so we just completely shut off the Dragon Sniper. Now the only thing we're worried about right now is Kishla Skimmer, which I have the 1-3 reach to keep bouncing off of anyway. So stable on board, but we'll see how their hand affects that. It doesn't. They pass through. Let's go. Now we can go rescue Leopard and rally the monastery. Do we just go super wide here with rally? Because I don't feel like the +2/+2 trick is that good right now. Anyway. Against Teamer, I'm probably supposed to just hold on to it. I'll play the Kin Guard here. Hold on to it in case they play a really big threat. There's one card they could have. There's one mythic rare they could have to just completely delete us, and that is the... it's like deal 3 to everything on the board and then make a 4/4 dragon every time they play a land. Okay, they're just going to bounce Sharpshooter back. Sure, I'll still draw that. Teamer, Tawny back. Draw a card, discard a forest, poke for 2. Now I could blow up Tawny back with Rally the Monastery, but that still doesn't feel particularly great. Probably just going for a disgustingly wide board, I guess. Go team go. Oh, Dragon Hunt's really nice. That can kill our Sharpshooter and Flashback and kill somebody else. Just a very, very nice card for the grindier decks. They are on the defensive now, no attacks there. Here's a Feral they can't block. Blow it up with the Dragon Hunt only if they draw a non-creature card to discard to it. And they did. Kill the Feral. Another Sharpshooter. If I find the blue, that'll be really nice. Sagu Pummeler. Hold down the fort. There's the blue. Give me some burb, give me some ping. 1 mana back beast. Rebuke on Sharpshooter. Draw into a monument and get birds again. Then a land out. I'm gonna attack all next turn and then do that twice in a row to win. Oh my god. Absurd. There's the concession from our opponent. 4-0 undefeated with Boros aggro. Good stuff. Here we are on the play now for game number 5. I don't think this is keepable. As you've seen in all the other games, we're pretty dedicated aggro decks, so having a hand that doesn't do anything till like turn 5 is really not where we want to be. Obviously, we have like 8 or 9 2-drops in the deck, so we could draw into the 2 mana cards, and then this hand is great, but it's a pretty big risk. I mean, I guess we're on the play, so that speeds it up naturally a little bit, and we have all of our colors no matter what. This is a gamble, but I guess I'm gambling here. Opponent takes a mulligan. It's helpful. They did not want to take their gamble. Red deck from our opponent as well. There's the Stadium Headliner. I'm going to be playing a 3-mana 3/3 with no other abilities. Please play a 2-mana 2/1. I would be so happy. Yeah, the 2-mana 2/1 haste, do it. Okay, that's also really good for me. It's still a 2-for-1. And that makes up for getting absolutely no value out of Boltcaster. A 1/4 against my 3/3. And I'm all lands now. Ooh. It's a 3/4 flying ward too. And we really are all lands. Alright. Like a very all-in blue-red aggro deck. What the heck? Find us something that isn't a land, Pack Beast. Okay. That is something that isn't a land. Indeed. Could double block Pack Beast, I guess. Double block Boltcaster, I just trade down, but then 4 gets through. Kind of feel like I have to wait. Trade's pretty bad. I'm going full cheese gamble here. Do they have some double strike trick or something? We're down to 6. They have another like Wild Fury or something we die. Wild Ride. I don't really have another line because I've drawn just like straight land. So I'm going for it. I could hold up like a 3-3 and be slightly safer against them having another wild ride, but that would just kill me with the flyer alone anyway, and I have no way to stop the flying damage. Because another wild ride's another 6 damage. Just put it all on the flyer and that's 7. But I could play safer against like another haste creature on the ground, something like that. Alright, draw a card, go for a Duelist Flurry trigger for a ping. Effortless Master, pretty big, gets the ping as well. And they're going to pass through. Hold on blocks here. Jeskai Monument off the top. Get some burbs. And we're also going to have to pass back. Draw land and pass. Sharpshooter after our bird tokens, sadly. Still very good for anything we draw into. Life totals being where they're at. Oh, Strike Master's a huge draw. Being able to kill the Bell Ringer and start getting the flyers in each turn. End the game really, really quick. And pretty soon we just have the go wide lethal as well. Luckily they have also found their land clump. Block, block, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not quite lethal and it's very bad against removal, so I'm just going to hit for 2 and then go for lethal next turn. And there's the concession from our opponent. We got super flooded that game, but luckily it caught up to our opponent as well. They found at least 9 lands by the end, probably. 8 on board, at least 1 in their hand there. But yeah, I mean, that was... we were like halfway through the deck. I think we had like 15 at this point. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not that crazy, but still a terrifying amount of mana. All right, here we are for game number 6. We are still undefeated. We're 5-0 right now, so wherever the record goes from here, we are in the money this draft. We got an okay opener. It's got a 2-3-4 curve. Sultai Devotee starts things from our opponent. Lead with Strike Master now, so if I draw anything else, we can double spell any other 2-drop. Here's our most prevalent mana value. There's Sib Appraiser, great value stuff going on over there. We did hit another 2-drop, which is beautiful. So Devotee, Bearer of Glory, and that'll make the Pack Beast nice and cheap next turn. Cotis. Well, we'll static snare that. Exile the indestructible creature. Trying to see if there's a way to Pack Beast and snare. I can Kin Guard and then Pack Beast only costs 1. But then Snare still costs at least 2. Which could be that and that, but this can't attack this turn, so I can't make it cost 2. It would have to be these 2 attacking, in which case it still costs 3. So I need 3 up for Snare, so I can spend 2 mana on something else. I can't pack Beast this turn. I can Kinguard, attack with Devotee and Bearer of Glory, and cast Snare. We can trade Devotees, and then the Bearer just gets in. Cool. River Wheel Sweep. Keep that Strike Master stunned. It's technically the highest power creature, but I think this is more likely that they're planning on playing a decent flyer soon, and that'll keep that protected. Okay, Rescue Leopard, the much better play than Boltcaster here. Just pretty happy with the Pack Beast. Champion of Dusan. Insultai Devotee. Low toughness stuff. Low toughness stuff. Go team, go. I shouldn't have sent the 1/1 in. But everybody else definitely. Alright, they're not going to kill the 1/1 anyway. So we just get extra damage out of it. Spend all my mana to poke for 3 more, or I can play the Sky Rider. I'm going to play the Sky Rider. Another champion. Champion up the champion. Send in the team, buff the team. Yeah, they're in a bad spot either way. That is lethal. That is now 6-0. We are in the final battle with 3 rounds in the chamber for it. See if we can't get us a nice clean 7-0, or at the very least, a full trophy run this time around. Alright, we're on the draw for game number 7 here. This is a pretty flooded opener. It was a 4-lander, and then our first draw was a 5th land. And our second draw is a 6th land. I'm going to hold off on the Twin Bolt to see if they play another 1 toughness card. We can clear out 2 Devotees with it, and that can make up a lot for a little bit of flood. 3 lands in a row as the draws. Sweep the Devotee to dig for something to play. Kind of want to just Twin Bolt it so I can save Sweep for something bigger. Humbling Elder, sure. Just block. Fair. Kinguard's not bad. Another 5-color soup deck. The last one was also 5-color. We never saw a white source, but we saw every color except white. And here we again see green, blue, red. They had access to black, so we don't know if this one's playing black fully or not, but they could be. Sharpshooter, and the next turn I can go Monument plus Crack. Hitting a nice chunk of spells, now I'll make up for that first chunk of lands. Another Monument. Cute. I guess I could have a second Humbling Elder here. Make our Devotee a 0/2 and block with both the Elders. I don't think it's worth playing around that. Another Tawny back. Means no reach yet. The birds get in for some damage. Gonna rally the Monastery as the draw. That could find lethal here off of the Flurry, depending on how they block, so I'm just gonna see what happens. But we're probably just clearing out a bunch of their board. Sure, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage max, so we'll just clear out a bunch of their board. Keep our friends. And there's the concession from our opponent. That is a quick, clean 7-0 in about an hour. We take those. That is Boros aggro in Tarkir Dragonstorm in a nutshell. Usually ends up being a little bit more on the Mardu side, a little splash towards black like we saw from the majority of the Boros aggro decks we played against, particularly yesterday with our 5-color build. But the Jeskai direction does work perfectly fine as well. This was basically just pure Boros though, which I think is the absolute best. If Boros is open enough that you don't have to splash at all, that is often where you can have the most powerful deck, because these really aggressive deck, really low curve decks do benefit a lot from having consistent mana and making sure that you are curving out and just dumping your hand out onto the board at all times. Whereas the more multicolored you are, especially if you didn't get enough duels and stuff, the more likely you are to have to play off curve and not really get any pressure on your opponent until late, which is when it might be too late. They might already have resolved some really scary stuff that can hold you off. Some big mammoths, some Temur, some big dragons in any colors, and all that stuff. So I do like just pure Boros the absolute best, and this was basically pure Boros, but again, the splash into Jeskai, splash into Mardu, these decks are still S tier in the set. The S tier decks being base Boros aggro and 5-color. So we got to show both of those decks, Boros to a much more successful outcome here at 7-0, but I am sure throughout the week of flashback drafts we'll have another opportunity to really show off the power of the 5-color builds. But for now, let's grab our prize out. That is full maximum prize out, 2,200 gems, 6 packs of Tarkir Dragonstorm. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.